Hello everybody. Welcome to Chalking Up the Walls. We are gonna make a quick, fun little sign to go with my winter decor now that I am, I leave Christmas up for a little while, but once my daughter and I get back from vacation, I will switch it up to winter, so I want to have a few things ready to go. And while I was cleaning up an area in my craft room, I found a couple nifty little things. I found this little transfer that I had stashed away from last year that I never used. So this is a silk screen transfer. And I'll show you how to use them if you guys are new here and haven't seen this. So I thought this little snowman was super cute. Let me move this light out of my face. It's not quite so bright in my face. Anyway, so I want to do that. And then I found a couple of these wooden frames. They're just wooden. I'm guessing they probably at some point came from a craft store, but I remember getting them from a thrift shop for, I think they were like $1 a piece, and they were already painted black. My guess is that they probably came in natural wood color, but somebody did us the favor of painting it black. Obviously we could paint it a different color down the road, but I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with the black for today. And then I found this super cool little chalkboard surface. So what's super neat about this one is it's chalkboard surface. So obviously it's reusable. So we can, let's tilt this up so you can see my face. Anyway, so obviously we'll be able to clean it off and reuse this surface. But what I think is super fun and cool about it is, can you see the little, right? So the little, what do you call these? Little prongs, I guess. Pick them up just like you would a picture frame, and we can pop this chalkboard out. So in all honesty, if you're only wanting to reuse it once, you could keep your design on the one side and just put something else on the other and flip it over, and you wouldn't even have to mess with cleaning it off. It's a little dusty. Like I said, I just found it in the stash. So let's give it a little wipe here, get some of that. Actually, I guess that's not really dust. That's probably like residue from when it was painted. But anyway, let's get to it. We can make this quick and fun. All right, so I'm gonna set my frame up there. I'm gonna take my surface and set that down here. Let's find the opening of this. So anyway, like I said, you are watching my channel, Chalking Up the Walls. I appreciate that very much. Welcome to my craft room. We are here doing some fun stuff as always. And let's just get to it. So I'm going to use for our snowman this real pretty shimmery style light blue. I know snowmen aren't typically blue, but I thought just to add a little bit of like, wintry color in there, that would be kind of cool. So that's what we're going to do. And like I said, what's cool about the surfaces being reusable is if we hate it, we can wash it off and make it a different color, but we're not going to hate it. We're going to love it. It's going to be great. All right, so let's peel this off and let's see how quickly we can do this. All right, so we're going to give it just a tad bit of fuzz because this is brand new. I stashed it with some of my winter designs, and I never ended up using it last year. So, whatever, let's do it. All right, got our transfer. Got our surface. We're just going to get it lined up in the middle. Best we can, anyway. What are you guys up to today? Hopefully everyone had an awesome holiday. We did. We did. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little glad that it's over. I mean, I love Christmas, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to have those few days after that you can just kind of relax. I know a lot of people had to go back to work this week, and that's not exactly my idea of relaxing, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Okay, so I haven't used this color in a very long time, probably since like last winter. So let's just give it a quick little stir here in case any of our pigments have settled. But honestly, it looks like it's in really good shape. Okay, so we're just going to stir this up. Like I said, this color is a shimmery, very pale blue, and it's called Glacier. We actually have a blue color that's very similar in color, but it's not shimmery, called something Borrowed that came out as like a limited time edition. So if you were able to get your hands on that, that's cool too. you could use that for a winter color. All right, I'm just gonna take my squeegee, go over the entire design, make sure I don't have any air bubbles, because I want this to come out crisp and clean and cool. I'm gonna dip right in here, take some of our paste on our squeegee, and we're just gonna do the whole thing. Obviously, we need a whole lot more paste than that. Okay. So we just dip in there, grab a bunch of paste, and just like we are making peanut butter and jelly or butter and some toast, you just spread it on there, and then you come back and just kind of gently, you don't have to push. The paste will do its job, but then you just come over and kind of scrape up any of your extra. And we'll get this all covered up here. Nice and quick. All right, make sure we got everything covered. I'm thinking that this, as pale of a blue as it is from a distance, I think it's almost gonna look kind of like silvery, which is why I picked this color. I think it's gonna turn out pretty cool. So anyway, I think we've got it pretty good and covered. Let's just spin it around. Nope, I missed a tiny bit on the bottom here. All right, pick up all that extra. And anything extra that's on our squeegee, we'll just drop right back into our jar and save that for another day. All right, let's scoot that out of the way. And here's the fun part. We're going to slowly peel it up, and I will show you how fun it is. Just slowly peel. And look, our design comes out perfect. I love it. All right, let me stick this over here. Get that out of the way. And then, oh, I thought it was crooked. See, how cute is our snowman? Give that just a brief second to kind of dry while that's happening. Let's start the cleaning process. It's been a while since I've shown you guys how to do this. So essentially you just take your dirty silk screen, spray some water on it, take a paper towel, and just kind of pick up some of that, and then flip it over, clean off your surface, or your table, spray with a little bit more water, do the same thing, and get the bulk of that off of there. And then clean that back up. And then I will end up coming back over it whenever we're done with the board eraser, but I just realized that I left my board eraser in the bathroom, which is where I typically like clean a lot of my stuff. So that's just gonna have to sit there. All right, let's dry this up, pick up any of that little fun that is shown up there, and let's put this in here. Okay, so the top, plop you down. Make sure our prongs are out of the way. Come on. Let's get you in here. You came out. I know you go back in. Oh, I've got one of these in the way here. There. My word. Who would have thought that would have been the challenging part? And that's me. And there is our snowman. And he looks super cute like this too, but I think that I want to add this border to it. So I don't know if this border is something that I'm gonna want on this frame for always. So I'm gonna use just some of these little sticky tabs. That way I can peel them back off. And if it does any damage to that background, I can always paint over it, sand it down and paint over it. But I just want to use a couple of these in the corners just to get it to stay. And let's do another one in this bottom corner. Whoa, that ripped that one completely off. All right. Come on. I love these little sticky things, but I'm not going to lie. Sometimes they can be a challenge to get off the paper because they are super sticky. They're almost like a little gel. like a pile of like sticky gel, which is cool. All right, I think for now, let's just get it lined up and see if we like it before we put a whole bunch of them on there. And honestly, I mean, it's not like I'm going to be waving it around or anything, so it's probably going to be just fine like this. Oh, yeah. I think so. Check it out. I think that little wooden, I don't even know what it is. It's like the outline of a frame, but it came just by itself, just like a wood accent, I guess, for lack of a better term. Really added a lot to our boring little white frame. I mean, like I said, we could have painted it. We could have done a lot of things with this, but I really think that added to it. What do you guys think? That was fun, fun, fun. All right, well, that is a short and sweet project for the day. I just wanted to jump on here while I was in the craft room cleaning up a little bit, just to say hi, and hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow with a different project. I haven't decided what that's going to be just yet, but I have an idea or two, so we shall see. All right, guys, thank you ever so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed our little snowman project for today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. All right, as always, love you, appreciate you, and we will do it again soon. All right, bye, guys.